Are gimbals worth it in 2025, or should you just go completely handheld? I personally believe handheld is significantly better, and so does Bell.
Okay, but maybe you just haven't used the right gimbal.
All right, I guess this is a no gimbal versus gimbal challenge. But what we're gonna do is shoot something entirely handheld, and then I'll do the gimbal version of it to see if it actually makes it easier and even better. All right, we'll start with the first shot, which is the most basic shot that I do, especially with an ultra wide, which is starting up top and then panning down and moving forward. So it's a pan and push, if that's the right term. Yeah, I mean, look how easy that was. It took a few seconds to set up, and that's extremely stable. All right, so this is the shot that you saw right now on screen, completely filmed without the action mode, by the way. This is just naturally from the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now I'm gonna try it with the action mode, and then lastly, we're gonna try it with the gimbal on and see if we can actually see a difference. See how stable that is?
Super stable,
Yeah.
but you want to try one more with the gimbal?
I don't wanna set it up.
Okay. Now try.
That was quick. Fair, that was quick. Okay, that looks pretty good. Damn it, that actually looks pretty good.
Motion stuff, gimbal's perfect.
Jesus!
Yeah.
Excuse me! Alright, the next shot is gonna be me following her at a very fast pace. We're gonna start off with the gimbal first because I know it's gonna be easy with the gimbal, but then I'm gonna try handheld right after. Okay, for this shot, because of the way she's walking so fast and I'm going up and down, I'm gonna have to activate action mode. So we're gonna go in action mode, 2.8K, 30 FPS, ultra wide. Let's do this. I think I snapped my knees. No, but to be fair, that actually hurt my knees. It's still wiggly, and you can actually see the stabilization struggling a little bit. So if we're talking about strictly visual point of view, the gimbal looks better.
Hey, so this is probably another reason that you need this. Like, what if you're shooting alone?
Okay, you're gonna try that out. All right, so Jazz asked me how I would film myself, especially when I'm outdoors and I have no one to help me film. Usually what I'll do is use the moth case, and I'll set this up like that, put it down on the ground, and then I kind of have this pointed at me, so I'm just gonna be able to film just like that. I would start recording, and then I'm just gonna go back here and be like, hey, okay, yeah, the angle's a bit cooked. So, I mean, yeah, I'm restricted to this frame. If I'm filming myself, yeah, it's not great. And now supposedly with the gimbal, I mean, I already know who's gonna win this, but this comes with the tracking, thanks to the Apple docket. So I can actually open up these little tripod legs at the bottom, and I'll set it down here. If I tap once, this light goes green, and then it's just gonna track my face. And I can move around 360 degrees, and it'll be able to keep me centered at all times. So now I can just hit record, it's tracking my face, and as I step back, it's gonna keep me in center everywhere I move. And I can actually go in full 360, so I could go around, just like that. All the way, watch. All the way. What if I run? It still works. That's pretty good. That's actually crazy. And there's people walking behind me. It's still able to keep that in track. And if I come and sit down next to Wei-Xiang, good vibes, right? All right, so one thing to keep in mind that I like about this is that I don't need to use an external app or a third-party app. This is all using the built-in camera app on the iPhone. So the tracking will work regardless of whether it's in the iPhone camera app or the third-party app. All right, so how do you know that your tracking is started? If I tap the little trigger back here once, you'll see a green light turn on, and then it'll be tracking my face. So if I tap once, green light's on, and now it is tracking my face. And if I tap it again, the tracking is going to stop. See, just like that. Perfect. All right, so everyone knows the back camera is better than the front camera. Another advantage of filming with this is I can actually switch the back camera, triple tap like that, go for the ultra wide camera, just like that, hit my record button, track, and now I will walk around and I'll always be in frame regardless of what I'm doing. basically I can film with the best resolution possible, and I don't actually have to worry about whether or not I'm in frame or not. So that's very useful. The good thing about this is that the controls are very straightforward as well. So if I double tap, it recenters the camera. A triple tap will flip it around completely so I can film myself from behind. Triple tap again to get it straight in front. Double tapping this button will make it go vertical, and double tapping it again will make it go back like that. So if I want to film myself right now, I can triple tap and then hit the little record button right here, and boom, I'm filming myself, and it is the quickest setup process that I've ever seen. Now if I want to track myself, I'll tap the trigger once, the light's going to go green, and now it is tracking my face, so I can always make sure that I'm going to be centered, which is good. And I probably look very stupid from the side right now. All right, for the last test, I'm just straight up gonna run and then see how well this stabilizes me, and like full on sprint, right? Let's go. I look pretty crazy right now, but it is tracking me. And if I tap, it does a pretty good job. Yeah, that's pretty neat. That's pretty good. All right, once again, action mode, no gimbal. Let's try it out. Full on sprint here. And there you go. And not too bad.
It's not bad at all.
But you can see the
Yeah, and it's a bit tighter, I guess. Like
it is, yeah, because it's trying to stabilize. All right, now I'm gonna try another shot that's almost impossible handheld unless I'm walking like a duck. So it's gonna be a low angle shot of my feet as I'm walking. For this, I'm gonna use the selfie stick feature as well so I can get as low as possible. So we're gonna extend this up all the way just like that. And then I'm gonna rotate it just like this. Watch the camera flip because it's intelligent enough to know that. Then I'm gonna bring it down to my feet just about here. I think that looks good. And then I'm gonna hit record and I'm just gonna start walking. All right, I have to admit, using a gimbal for specific shots like the ones we shot, the low angle, the high angle, the running shots, nothing can match a gimbal. So I think for specific shots, a gimbal is must. You don't need it all the time.
Not all the time. You gotta plan your shots, I think.
It makes all your shots better, more smooth. I will say AI and the stabilization built into these phones is incredible, and I could almost get away with everything. Almost. I was so competitive, I wanted to, but it is what it is. Some things just work better when they're made for it. And lastly, my biggest issue with the gimbal was that it's too much of a hassle to set up, and it's too many parts, too many additional accessories I need to hook it up. But with this one specifically, snapping it all using MagSafe to my phone, Apple Docket, working with all the tracking features, if you have to pick, the options are no gimbal or this gimbal because it's built for the iPhone, and I think it does incredible. So there you go.
Sweet.
I will take this though.
Good job,
See
Bob.
that? Convenience.
Look at him.
Convenience.
Sore loser.